This is Musician's Workshop in Asheville, North Carolina. A place where I've bought guitars and gear and stuff for years and years, all the way back to, I guess, 1981 was maybe the first time I bought stuff here. Bought probably 5 or 6 guitars, 2 or 3 amps, lots of pedals. Let's see if the guys will let me shoot a video inside. So folks, this is where I used to buy all my gear when I was playing in bands in the Asheville area. This is Musician's Workshop on Merimon Avenue. And I think I bought my first Fender amp here, and I bought Ibanez bass here, and I bought a Ibanez AS53 and a bunch of different pedals here. I think I bought my first tube screamer here. Just wanted to show you the inside of this store, and it's actually very, very nice place. If you're ever in Asheville, stop by and check it out. They got a good inventory and friendly folks. So this room, when I was...
These are from the 1950s,
wow.
1960s.
Now when I was here, when I was at Mars Hill, I used to come here, and this was sort of the drum... No, it was a synth room too. You had synths and stuff back there.
That's way back. We had all the keyboards along this side and PA behind you.
You know something? This old Ampeg here, which is classic. I've never told the story. Frank, do you mind if I put the camera on just for a second? This is Frank. He is the owner.
I can talk to you for a couple of minutes. There's not anybody in the store right now.
How long has Musician's Friend been around, or Musician's Workshop been around in Asheville?
1967.
See, I came in 1981. I think was the first time I bought a guitar here, and I've bought all kinds of Ibanez pedals, like a tube screamer and stuff. I've bought my first tube screamer here, and compressors and distortions and all those things I needed back in 80s bands. But since were you one of the original owners, or were you?
No, I wasn't an owner. I was 16. I got a job here in high school.
Yeah.
Worked through college.
What kind of gear did you guys carry back then?
Oh, geez. We actually had Ampegs.
Yeah.
And nobody knew what an Ampeg was. Everybody in town's like, well, do you have a Fender bass amp? Do you have a custom rolling pleated amp? Whatever. And I was wishing we were selling some of those. Turns out that bass amp is the single most popular. That and its big brother, the SVT, are the 2 most popular bass amps of all times. Every recording studio in history's got one of those in.
Well, I'm gonna tell real quickly a little story, and it'll make Frank laugh. When I was at Mars Hill, I ran sound at Moore Auditorium there, and Lionel Hampton's orchestra came in, I think in 1985 or 84, somewhere along in there, maybe 83. And I didn't even know I didn't know a thing about jazz music. He's a vibe player, but his bass player, his amp went out, and my brother is a guitar player, and he had bought an old Ampeg, very similar to that one, for like $150 from one of his buddies. And it was the only amp I had for my guitar, and I was playing my guitar through it. But the bass player, it was late, and he said, my amp's dead. What can I do? And I said, well, I have one up in my room. I said, it's an old Ampeg. And he said, well, bring it down. So I brought it down. He played the show. That the orchestra was like 20 people in it, and Lionel was amazing. It kind of turned me on to jazz, where I'd never really paid much attention to it before. After the show, the bass player offered to buy the amp from me. And I said, well, you know what? Maybe I can sell it for $200, and I'll keep 50. And I'll give my brother 100, because my brother just turned it over to him. I sold an Ampeg amp like that for about, I think, $200 to Lionel Hampton's bass player. What an idiot!
Were you there when Doc Severinsen's orchestra?
Severinsen's orchestra came through.
We did sound for that job.
Oh, that was really impressive.
I owned the store by then.
Really? Yeah. I remember. So you know the era that I was there. Yeah. And I try to think who else, people like John McCutcheon would come through, and Mike Cross, and it was just a lot of folk type people that would play there. But I do remember definitely Lionel Hampton's bunch, and definitely when Doc came through, that was a big deal.
It was.
And I think the year before I came to there, Billy Joel, or maybe 2 years before, Billy Joel had actually played it more. So, but what a great little store, folks. If you're in Asheville and you're a musician, don't just go out to the big box type music stores. Go over here on Merimon Avenue. Check out Musician's Workshop. They have an acoustic room here that I don't remember them having before, but you say it's all a Taylor room. It's just all dedicated to
Taylor guitars.
So,
made in San Diego,
I love Taylor's.
California.
So I was just playing this when it's a grand concert with the open headstock Taylor, and I haven't played one of these. Like, look at the cool bracing inside there. I would show you, but I don't want to bore you guys, but it's a sweet guitar right there. So this is the Taylor room, and yeah, he's got some nicely priced Taylors in here. So those of you who like Taylor guitars, looks like Musician's Workshop is a big time dealer here in the area for those. Love it. Gotta say, that was nice. That was super nice. Sounds just great.